Hey, what's going on? It's Andy. Do you know how many sit-ups it takes to get a six-pack? I'm gonna tell you, or get close to telling you that later on here. I'm gonna talk about exercise when it pertains to being hungry, right? On your journey to getting shredded. That's what this is about, man. It's about really working out with a calorie deficit. And that's different from when you have lots of calories when you're trying to grow your muscle, right? So there's some nuance and tricky things in here that a lot of people don't really talk about that are really important to know up front, okay? So keep in mind too, these tips in the video are meant to just put it on your radar and give you some awareness so it's in the back of your mind. You're like, oh, okay, I remember that. I'm gonna go hunt for more information, okay? Good, all right, because a lot of times it's just all about awareness. Like sometimes you just simply hadn't heard of it before, okay? Well, after I'm done with this segment, you're gonna know, all right? Good. All right, let's talk about some myths, all right? I got 3 myths for you. The first myth about exercise when it comes to getting shredded is that you have to do a lot of cardio, okay, to get lean. It's not true. It's actually not true. This more or less was something that I thought for a long time too, but you don't have to do it. It's mostly your nutrition, all right? So, I go to the beach, and I was out on the beach, and I go out there like every day, right? Almost for a walk or a run. And the sun just came out recently here in LA. We get this weather pattern where it's like often cloudy. So I'm out there, and there's like, new people out on the beach, like running, they're like wheezing hard, right? It looks like they're like dragging cobwebs, and they're in brand new gym clothes. It's like, where have you been? Where have you been for the last 10 months, right? Because everyone thinks you've got to do the cardio that's hard, right? To get lean for the summer. It's not true. You got to focus on your nutrition, all right? Good. So the second myth that people have is that you have to do a lot of high reps to get toned, okay? Like, oh, I go to the gym. If you lift heavy weights and do like a set of 4, your muscles get big. But if you grab the little weights and you do like a set of like 50 or 70, maybe 150, I'll get toned arms. It's actually not true. It's this myth has actually been debunked like 20 years ago, but for some reason people still believe it. So now you know. It's actually a little more nuanced than that. It's not that easy it's not that simple, right? So look into it, do a little more research on that, right? Good. The third myth about exercise is you have to do a lot of abs, all right? So this is where you're probably gonna click away from the video, like, no, I came here for abs, right? Well, I'm gonna tell you how to get the abs. To get the abs, you've gotta restrict your calories, all right? Now, for the most part, people have abs already. You've got some striations in there if you've done any abs at all recently, right? The trick is actually getting the fat to come off of the top of your midsection, okay? And that's gonna happen through your macro deficit, right? Good. And mainly getting those calories burned, right? And retaining the strength, okay? Doing more sit-ups, so strength training will make muscles grow bigger, or at least retain their size, right? So if you just do abs, like, is it a sexy look to have like tiny little arms, skinny legs, and then like gigantic ab muscles? I think the answer is no, right? You want to have a good physique in general, right? And so the tricks are actually in other places. I'm going to tell you in a second. Okay, good. So that's 3 myths for you right there, right? So what are the guidelines? What are some things that you can actually do, right? Or things to remember when you're on your shredding journey, all right? The first one is this, and that is, remember that you're going to be hungry when you're working out, okay? Now that often stops people because you're like, this is what'll happen. Happens to me. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, creaky, like, oh man. And then there's like a little, like a devil and the angel, right? We all know what the angel says, but what does the devil say? He's like, dude, you're too tired. You're too tired, man. Just take the day off, it's all right. All right, so a lot of people fall into that trap of just chilling, of just like, I'm too sore, I'm too tired. All right, here's the fix for that, is that you're probably not too tired. So if you get in the habit of putting on your shoes, putting on the gym clothes, get in the car, go to the gym, right? If you watch my etiquette series, you wanna have friends at the gym who are attractors. You'll go in there, you'll get some positive energy. Maybe you'll see Andy who's like, rah, rah, gives you a high five. All of a sudden, you'll perk up. Do a set, do your first set, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be like, yeah, it's not too bad. I'll just do another set. Next thing you know, you'll be through your workout, okay? So, I come from the world of athletics where, man, we had to grind through really tough situations. But if you haven't been through sports before, you probably don't know that threshold for where you hit the kill switch and just stop, okay? I'm telling you, it's probably a lot further down the road than you think it is, okay? But keep in mind though too, the difference between an injury and just aches and pains, all right? An injury is like a sharp pain. So right now, I have something going on in my bicep right here. It's actually in the other muscle like this. I don't know if you can see that, but when I try to do curls, it's like, ow, this one arm is like painful, okay? So that is an injury. So what I've been doing is I am doing lighter weight on this arm and a little heavier weight here, right? Just so I can keep some stress on the muscle, right? So that's the difference from aches and pains. That's like, oh, I'm like kind of sore, I can lift. I mean, if you're sore, you'll know. You'll be like, oh, I can't even move at all. That's sore, okay? Aches and pains, like, I just don't feel like it. You can go. Trust me. That's what every pro athlete does. Every pro athlete feels like that every day. I guarantee you, right? So something you may not have heard out there when you're hunting around for information on how to get shredded, right? You just got to work through that stuff, loosen up. You'll feel good when the blood starts flowing. All right, good. The second guideline I have, this one's fun, is as a secret weapon, and that is walking. All right, that's right, walking. So you're probably like, wow, that's great. And it is great, but it doesn't really burn that many calories, but I changed my worldview on walking recently because I was always a guy that was like, I need to go run, you gotta go run. That's what you do. That's if you're strong and tough, you gotta run, right? And my mom, she walks every day. So my mom's like, you wanna go on a walk? It's like, yeah, I'll run though, okay? That's what I thought for a long time. But now, as it turns out, I am learning more and more stuff all the time. In the bodybuilding community, those guys walk a lot, right? And one of the key points I heard was that you never see a whole lot of bodybuilders running, right? And it's true, you don't. I mean, their legs are huge and you just can't run. So here's why walking is good for your shred, is because it's not because it's the easy way out. It's because you are probably gonna feel pretty exhausted, okay? And you're not gonna be able to run, So like the last couple weeks, like my body fat is like getting down into like, where am I, like 8% or so. Like if I try to go out to the beach and try to run, I can only go like a few 100 feet and then I'm dead. But you know what I can keep doing? You can keep walking, right? So you can keep walking, right? And what I found is that I can actually only even walk probably about 3 miles before even then my legs are dead. And they're just like, oh, I can't even walk anymore. So that's the kind of helpful tip, right? To learn about walking and the levels of kind of stress that you need to go to, or exhaustion, all right? Now the last guideline for you here, this one's a lot of fun too, is that you want to train in the gym just your upper body. That's right. You don't have to worry about your legs. You don't have to worry about your legs, all right? Hey, who remembers Andy from like 2 summers ago and his like giant toned hamstrings in the back of his leg? Remember that? No. Nobody remembers your legs. No one cares. No one cares. They remember your arms, right? Like everyone remembers the group photo, right? Let's get in a group photo, get in a group photo. That's what you want, right? In fact, like your arms and your shoulders are gonna be more important than your abs are in hindsight, in retrospect. I know that the six pack is kind of like the bellwether, right? That's what you want to strive for. But really the things that matter on a moment by moment, like value basis, if you had to pick a muscle group, is really your arms, your shoulders, right? Because that's what's out in everyone's face. That's what shows when you're wearing a tank top, right? So I would recommend, this is what I do, right? I am doing like, I do chest and I do arms on one day and abs on the front. And then on the second day, I do back, rear delts. And I do one set of quad extensions, all right? Just for fun. But to keep it simple, you only have about an hour before you run out of gas for anything at the gym. So for that 1 hour, you wanna work on your like chest and arms, right? Bis, tris, delts, chest, abs, right? If you spend a whole day doing legs, it's just not valuable stuff, okay? So those are 3 hot tips that are gonna help you look beautiful, right? This summer. So got it? Good, right? And good for you for hanging with me, leveling up your gym IQ, right? You guys are gonna look awesome out there in those bikinis and board shorts, right? Right on. Let's go.